episode 147 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z. Sort of.
Alright guys, so why is it bigger this time?
It's what bigger?
All our little speech bubbles, they were, maybe because we were much closer? Maybe before we were like talking like this?
Maybe.
And now we're talking like this? Sorry guys, he's probably going to edit that out. We're talking about like the audio waves and the program we're using to record.
I also think it's the difference between how loud we're talking.
Oh, for sure.
So, that's probably why.
Okay, guys. Yona of the Dawn was the week before last. Spun the wheel for Y. Got this. It's a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Mizuho Kusanagi. Serialized by Hakusensha's shoujo manga magazine. Hana to You, I believe is the Japanese name. I don't know. Since August 2009, with its chapters collected in 38 volumes as of May 2022, which means it's probably still going. I just realized that. Holy shit. 24-episode anime television series adapted, produced by Pirat, aired between 2014 and March 2015. Oh my god. It's still... yes, till present. 2009 to present. It's still... Why?
Isn't it 38 chapters? Just...
It depends. No. 38 volumes. So in each volume, there's usually 10 to like 11 or 12 chapters. So 38's quite a bit.
Okay.
If you get a chapter on average every week to every other week, depending on who's writing it, that is still a whole lot.
Okay. So like a one volume would contain like 10 chapters then.
10, usually a little more, but yes.
But one chapter is kind of like...
One chapter is like...
an issue, maybe?
And yeah, so the weekly issue that would come out in the magazine.
So it's like a comic.
And then you buy a volume of a bunch of them.
So it would be like one comic in one chapter.
Yes. So like one chapter is typically, I want to say, 12 to 17 pages.
Yeah, basic comics between 22 and 30.
So maybe a bit smaller, but then these get released as volumes, which are essentially books.
Yeah. But these are also released weekly, where comics are released monthly. So,
well, yeah, then this would be a way better deal if it's weekly. If it's bi-weekly, it's probably the same, close to.
Okay, I just didn't understand how the chapters and things in manga work because I don't read a lot of manga.
I read My Hero Academia every week, Friday at like 2 p.m.
So wait, let me ask you. So it comes out every week, and it's brand new.
What's funny is it comes out in the magazine every week. Every week there's a new magazine that comes out in Japan, and it's in Japanese. It's not translated in English.
That's what I was.
That comes out on Thursday, I believe, or Wednesday. I don't remember the exact day.
So they do
and then the fan translation is what I read on Friday. The official translation is Sunday.
Oh, okay.
It only gets officially translated if it's super popular. Otherwise, it might get an official translation 2 years from now.
Okay, so the companies don't translate it.
No, the American company will. Either Viz or whoever owns the rights.
But an official company does do it every week.
Yeah.
Okay, I just don't...
The one I'm reading isn't official, though, because I'd rather read it 2 days sooner.
Yeah, anybody, if you can speak Japanese and you can translate it, why wouldn't they? So, I mean, if you like it...
They get in a lot of trouble for it, though, and it's like, come on, guys, like... But I don't understand why, because, and the only reason is that whoever's, I think it's Viz who does My Hero, but they release it for free on Sunday. I don't have an account. I literally don't have even a free account on their website, and if I click it on Sunday, I can read it. Oh, so no ads.
So they're releasing it for free.
Yes, but then they're taking, and that's fine, whatever, it's
right.
They own it, they can do whatever they want. But then they're taking down people that are releasing it for free a little bit sooner. You. Like, I get it. You want people to go to your site and make an account, even if they don't have to. And you want clicks on your butt. You,
dude,
man.
It's the same old bullshit with the whole copyright stuff on YouTube and shit like that.
Oh, well, yes, but then you're kind of taking people's content a little bit. It depends on how you do it.
Right.
This is like, you're doing it for free anyway. But like, what's the difference?
We get hit on copyright claims all the time for trailers.
Yeah.
So it's like, anytime...
just
like, it doesn't matter. Anytime I put in like a trailer to promote their stupid anime, I get hit with a copyright.
Which is so wild. Like, they can't figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I know. But like, so a lot of times when I get claimed for it, I just go back to the still images. That's why some of our videos have trailers.
I like the still images. A couple of those throughout the anime or the episode. I think I like that more than the trailer. That's me.
I mean, like I only throw in like a trailer in between just to break it up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially
that's fine.
And only if I don't,
because they want to click on their YouTube channel for the trailer.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Well, no, what's funny? I get claimed for using somebody else's trailer who's not with them. Who was not claimed.
That's funny.
So it's like, whatever. This is stupid, but whatever. I went on a whole rant on Katawada. I think it's a big over company in Japan that does a lot of anime. Because they literally blocked an entire video of us from being seen for putting a trailer in.
Huh.
Yeah, so I had to redo the entire video, and I was pissed. So, whatever. Anyway, Yona of the Dawn.
Don't watch it. Just point blank, don't watch it. It's terrible. All right, let's get into it. Premise.
Yep.
Good. I said premise. That means you have to do it.
Nope.
God damn it. There's a redheaded chick, Yona, who's a princess.
Yeah, she is a princess, isn't she?
She is. And her cousin lives with her at the palace. Cousin, right?
Yeah, it is cousin. It's weird.
And the cousin kills her father. Because he killed his father.
Yes.
His brother.
But he's not really
the king's brother.
But he's not really a bad guy. The king is
it depends.
But like the king,
if the king was weak and let his kingdom fall apart,
and his kingdom, and everybody kind of hates the king outside of the kingdom.
Well, the people of authority seem to hate the king.
No, the people, because all the people are like poor and decrepit.
Well, it's feudal Japan. They're all
like,
poor.
But they
there's no rich in feudal Japan.
But they mention that the people were the most ones suffering and stuff like that. That's part of the politics of the show.
So he kills him because he killed his father. She's like, no, why would you do this? I loved you. We were going to get married.
To my cousin, yeah.
Well, royalty. I get it.
It's
gross.
Still.
So she runs away because he wants to kill her, or his guards or people want to kill her. He seemed like he wanted to kill her there.
But he doesn't want to kill her at any other point in the show. In fact, he's sad when he finds out she's dead.
Yes. And then she escapes with Vegeta. He really sounded like All Might. I should have said All Might. Old All Might.
I still argue. All Might
sounded just like him.
I still argue he's the. I keep forgetting the name. The sword guy from One Piece.
Yeah, Zoro.
Zoro. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he sounds like
Old All Might and Zoro sound very similar.
Yeah.
And he didn't change his voice at all for this.
No.
They run away, and the story is essentially her. I thought the story was going to be her getting vengeance. The story actually is, let me get all my Fire Emblem crew together.
Because it's very Fire Emblem.
And then at the end of this season, the only season that's out, then we can go get vengeance.
Yeah, so that's the biggest problem with this anime. This is a first part of a larger series that does not exist.
This is Ocean's 11, the first half hour.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're pretty much going to collecting these 4 dragon blood characters, and then the anime stops.
And 4 dragon characters and an Oracle's apprentice.
Well, no, it's like his Oracle's assistant who learns things very quickly. Who does a bunch of things,
and then she trains a little. Oh, I'm strong. I'm going to use the bow all night long and not sleep.
She's a shonen character. What do you expect?
This anime wouldn't be as bad. It would still be bad, but it wouldn't be as bad if they got a better voice actress that wasn't so ear-gratingly annoying.
That's fair, but I got used to her voice after a while.
I didn't.
I got used to her voice, and honestly, I didn't think the anime was too bad.
It's below average.
It's below average, but I don't
like the story. I don't like the time wasting for nothing. Like, it's 24 episodes, literally just to gather 4 dragons. And then, 1 person extra.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but...
You could have done that in 4 episodes.
This is a shonen, and this is just what shonen
It's
does.
Sort of a shonen. The shonen is we're training and getting stronger, and we're having lots of fights. Sometimes people die, but it's all about, our inner power and how we, manipulate it and get stronger. This isn't that. This has some fights in it, but it's not really a shonen.
But it's also a political history kind of thing.
Yes, I think it's more of a political history.
But at the same time, there is so many of the shonen elements, going to collecting my people.
There's a lot of that, yeah.
And stuff like that. So
No tournament.
Because it didn't have a second season.
No tournament.
You know for a fact those dragons would be in a tournament in that second season. Don't get who you're kidding. And what do you mean? There wasn't a tournament, but there was a mock battle scene that might as well have been a tournament.
It wasn't a tournament. I forgot about that. It was early on.
But the show's greatest sin is that it is very slow.
And long. And again, almost nothing happens. All that happens is they collect 4 people. Everything else is side story horseshit that doesn't matter.
Well, here's the thing. They spend 22 episodes collecting the first 3 dragons, and then they collect the last one in like 2 seconds.
The last episode.
Yeah, he's like...
Literally the last episode. He's just there. He's like, oh, I'm going to eat your food.
Yeah, I'm here now. Thanks. It's like... And now it's like, okay, we're going to go and get things started. And
there's a couple things we could talk about, but I don't know. It's not good.
It's all it is developing the characters.
Like the whole... one thing I really didn't like was anyone that encountered Yona was like, oh, her fierce eyes. It shook me to my core the second I saw them. It's like a terrible 14-year-old writing an epic moment about a girl. And it's just bad.
I kind of thought because, she's supposed to be the red dragon and,
I don't know.
That...
Well, she commands them. Is she supposed to be the red dragon? I thought she commanded them. No. Or does she have the dragon blood in her? I can't remember.
We were never told. But she's the red dragon. That's what my assumption is.
Yeah, I think she is too.
So I think that energy in her, when it comes out, and that's what kind of shakes people. I don't know because it doesn't tell us any of this, and I'm making my own suppositions behind it. But I think she's supposed to be the red dragon that's leading the other dragons. There are no actual dragons. They're just humans with dragon blood.
White dragon has a dragon hand.
Well, they have dragon blood of the dragons. Yeah. They're like avatars of the dragons, essentially.
Demi-dragons?
Kind of.
Right? Like a demigod, you're a descendant, you have some powers, but you're not a dragon.
Yeah, but they're avatars. It's different.
Are they avatars?
Yeah.
I guess they are, because it's not a whole race of them, it's one.
Yeah. They each got one for each color dragon. So.
But back to the whole, looking at her struck me down deep into my core, like, there's a lot of that, but in different ways, or like, she comes across some people, it's like, villagers or whatever, having a hard time at life. Or some people are being abused by someone else. And she's always like, oh my god, I didn't know this happened. I'm gonna help them. And it's like, oh, sake. Like, you're just doing... I understand you have to do that because they're royalty and all that, but it's like, you could do it so much better.
You know what the problem is? Why it didn't affect me as much as it affected you? Because she just felt like Goku or, Luffy or...
I didn't feel that at all.
Or Naruto. Like, she's just this... She's the female version of the bland...
Yeah, well, she is that.
The bland protagonist and the...
But that's any anime, to be fair. All the male animes that have any kind of love interest or sexual interest are always retarded.
Well, that's what I mean. This is why this is the female version of that, and that's why they build up, her inner strength, and she's got to get stronger because...
I'm fine with her getting stronger. It's just like, whatever.
But that's why it didn't bother me, because it was just like, this isn't anything that isn't done in every other stupid anime that we've seen. It's like, okay, we're just doing this trope. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think the problem is we just haven't been exposed to enough of it, as far as female shonen leads.
I don't think there's a lot of them. And again, I don't really feel it's a shonen.
But it's designed like a shonen, though.
Sort of.
We get, 4 episode arcs of just surrounding one character.
Yeah, but that's how shitty shonens do it.
One Piece did that.
There's a lot of bad things about One Piece.
Dragon Ball Z did that.
Well, One Piece also did that to introduce a new main character.
And that's what they did.
But, they're better.
I didn't say they weren't better. I'm just saying they follow the basic shonen program.
That's a little bit fair.
So, that's all I'm trying to get at. And that's why I kind of came out of this whatever, this is okay.
Oh, good.
But, the biggest problem is and we've had this a few times now, this is a setup season, and there's nothing to set up.
Yes, we've had that quite a few times.
Yeah.
And then there's no payoff. It's a setup and no payoff.
Exactly. And that's the biggest problem with it.
Wow.
No, it's definitely the biggest problem with it, because...
Well, on pen and paper, yes, it's the biggest problem. For me, it's her irritating voice and the lack of any kind of, talent at creating a story.
Well, there's that. But my point is, if they went into this thinking, okay, we have one season, instead of went into this and thinking, we're going to make this into...
For 24... You got cleared for 24 episodes.
Right.
You could have gotten some good stuff in there, even if I didn't like it and thought it was shit. You could have gotten that payoff.
Right. That's my thing. If they went in designing it to be just a one-season show and maybe continue on after they got it renewed or whatever, this would have been way better. But no, I think they went into it and think we're going to get 14 seasons or whatever because this is a giant popular anime, because apparently it's still going, and we're just going to just do the first, 4 chapters or whatever it is. And it did that. And it's, like I said, they focused, 4 episodes on the the blue and green dragons. They each get 4 episodes, and then by the time everything's caught up, and
they're like, shit, we're at the episode count.
Yeah. And then for some reason it wastes like 3 episodes on the king in the middle of it for no reason, just because, we have this character, we need to do something with him. And it's like, you're setting up a bunch of things that never plays off, and I'm not going to go read your manga, because it's not that good.
Yeah, you didn't do a good job. The only other thing that really bothered me was, well, maybe not really bothered me, but bothered me, was Vegeta, or All Might, sexualizing the princess all the time. Like, grabbing her ass when he's, like, got her over his shoulder and stuff. It's just, like, it was just weird and out of place. Didn't feel right. I mean, none of it ever really feels right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, this just felt a little bit weirder because he's supposed to be a little bit older than her and protecting her. And then he's, like, constantly sexualizing her.
Yeah, but how much older is he?
I don't know, because, like, originally I thought he was, like, 10 years older.
Because he's not. They were kids together.
Yeah. And they looked about the same age at the time.
So I think they're technically the same age.
They might be.
And the way they were building it up is that these two are going to be in a romance.
Sort of, yeah.
So it's like, I get why they did it. So I didn't even see it, because I just assumed that was part of the developing romance they were doing.
But that wasn't done well.
No, but
at the very least, if that is what it is, it wasn't done well at all. It was done terribly.
No, nothing was particularly done well. It was pretty, though. It was kind of...
For when it came out, yeah.
It was okay. So, but, like, I don't know. It was all over the place, and it took too long to get anywhere.
It didn't get anywhere is the problem. Yeah. It really didn't.
Well, to be fair, it did get to what it set out to do in the beginning, to get all 4 dragons. And then they set up the whole next arc.
Well, what they set out in the beginning was to gather forces to go kill the king and get your country back. And then she decided
in, like, the 4th episode that we're going to go collect the 4 dragons, and that's what
which is a part of her forces, sure. But she never actually did the last part of collecting the forces to go kill the king and get your country back.
She kind of halfway through decided she didn't really know what she wanted to do. She just knew she just wanted the dragon.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's not good. Don't watch it.
It's not... I'm not going to say don't watch it because it's not good. I'm going to say don't watch it because there's no finish to anything. If the premise interests you in something, I say go read the manga. Apparently, there's a lot of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're making money.
Yeah, so there's got to be something to it. Maybe the anime just didn't portray it well enough.
That's possible.
And, like, because...
I'm sure a lot of people would say that.
Yeah, because the anime just... It doesn't finish anything. It just gives you a taste, and if it does...
sour taste.
And it's like, why would I continue on here? I don't care enough about these characters to find out what happens to the story, and you're not showing me anything to make me care.
Mm-hmm. I'm giving it a 3.5, not a 4. It's not slightly below average. Everything from the story, the only thing that wasn't terrible, besides the main character, was the voice acting.
Yeah, I got used to her voice after a while. I thought she was fine.
I think she got less annoying after a while because she wasn't whining as much.
Yeah, maybe that's what
that's what, yeah, I really do.
Because those first couple episodes, she was really bad.
It was bad.
But her voice, I was like, oh, okay, she kind of sounds fine here.
Yeah, 3.5.
So I don't think we do points.
Starting a new tradition. I
don't know. I think I'm at a 4, but
it's fine.
I can see it being a 5 if it was just, a little better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's definitely below average and not really worth your time. There are too many animes to watch to waste your time on something that's not even finished. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. With that, we gotta compare it. And it'd just be easier. It'd be easier if we just bring up the Z's.
Yeah, it would.
So.
Or Wise.
Or Wise, yeah.
Yona of the Dawn is what we watched. Your Lie in April.
Your Lie in April.
It's probably number 1.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh, I don't know what's number 1. What would I rather watch again? Probably Your Lie, only because it's shorter. And even though I really like Yu Yu Hakusho, I've seen that more.
Yes.
And it's big.
I agree with you with the first 2. So, we'd have 5, so that was 3.
Yuri on Ice.
Yuri on Ice. I knew that one. I just having trouble finding the last one.
Was it Yugo the Negotiator?
Yukikaze.
Yukikaze.
Yukikaze was the undertones of homosexuality with the pilots.
I'd rather watch that than this again, even though it was just as slow and bad.
Well, that one was only like 4 episodes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that might be a little higher on the list.
But it's definitely Your Lie in April, then Yu Yu Hakusho for me.
Same.
I'm probably going to go, honestly, Yukikaze again,
And then Yona.
Then Yona, then Yuri on Ice. Because even though
was bad.
it was bad, but it was stupid too. It wasn't the worst anime we watched.
And it tried to do things, like it tried to build up a good story and everything, and
it just wasn't for us. It was just,
it's for a different demographic.
Right, but like I think we actually gave it a good rating. Higher than Yona.
Probably, but this is more about what we want to watch again.
Because
if we had to.
Because, we're fair like that.
Alright, spinning the wheel. Not a lot left in Z.
Quite a few. Once we get to the end of this list, there's like nothing a lot of the times. Oh no.
Zetman.
God
damn it.
I think this is like
what is Zetman?
50 episode one if I remember correctly. Oh no, it's only 13.
Zetman. Well, it looks fairly interesting.
Not too bad, actually.
Action, psychological, science fiction, 13 episodes.
So that's a 1 weeker.
There are two forces in the world, the Zet, who are entrusted with the survival of humanity, and the Alphas. Why not Betas, then, if you're doing Alpha? Or Zeta?
I don't know.
Don't do Alpha. Who have chosen an extreme form of justice. In a certain city, Jin lives under a bridge with an old man, struggling to pay off his debts. As he carries the destiny of humanity's survival, Kuga lives on a hill and stands to inherit vast wealth. In his admiration for heroes, he seeks out the meaning of justice. They don't know it now, but they are destined to one day meet. I'm assuming, what's his name? Jin is a Zet, and the other guy is an Alpha.
No idea. It's action, psychological, and science fiction, so there are not any bad tags that I see.
Yeah, it looks like a early 2000s. Like the art, you know what I mean?
The problem is the box art's never...
not always. Yeah, it could be off. Yeah. It could be newer, it could be older.
So, I mean, I could see it being a lot newer, too.
It also kind of reminds me, the art of the X-Men anime.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. It also kind of reminds me of, like the main character of newer animes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A little bit like,
Because, actually, I don't remember this being in Z before, so I wonder if this is a recent addition.
Might be.
So, we don't do research, so we'll find out when we actually watch it.
Next week.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Next episode, Dragon Ball Z, Zetman.
Yeah, bye.